Hi everyone, this is Jennifer. I make videos about healing from narcissistic abuse. I share with you my healing journey. I hope the information that I'm about to share is of some value to you and it adds new perspectives to what you know already, and it also adds to the layers and the dimensions of your own healing journey. What I'm about to discuss in this video is about the initial first stages when you find out about narcissistic abuse. This stage happens to everyone, where we get glued to the information about what narcissistic personality disorder is, what the narcissist did, what tricks they used on us, how do they function, and so on and so forth. Basically, this is the stage where we obsess about the narcissist, and we are constantly taking in information through articles and videos and blogs about who the narcissist is and what they do and how they function. While this is a necessary stage in your healing, please make sure that you do not get stuck here like I did. The purpose behind me making this video is so that you understand the importance of where you need to put the focus and why it is important to move on from who or what the narcissist is and does. So let's go. Reading about energy vampires, watching videos about energy vampires. This is a period of quiet self-validation for those who have undergone narcissistic abuse. How one can destroy you using psychological manipulation is fascinating to read about. If you're watching videos after videos about this type of abuse, then I would say it is necessary for you to go through this stage. But please make sure you're not stuck here. Your healing journey is going to require a lot of information about you, finding out what meditations work for you, what breath works work for you. You have to figure out what works for you, as everything you do has to be trauma informed. It has to fit in with the kind of trauma you have suffered and the way it has affected you. Being trauma informed is a complex process, as everyone's trauma surfaces differently. Maybe you are someone who is stuck in the flight mode of the fight-flight mode of your nervous system. Maybe you're stuck in the fight mode. I'm someone who's always stuck in the fight mode. Now, to find out about how to reset your nervous system, your dysregulated nervous system, is one way to go about your healing journey. Or maybe you are someone like me who dissociates a lot. If you suffer from dissociations, that is feeling numb and cut off from, your own body or your reality, that is, looking up information about that is another way to go about your healing journey. So I have severe dissociation issues. To top that, I also have ADHD. I can spend days living in my thoughts, and when I do heavy breath works or meditations, I lose all my energy and I have to spend a lot of time recouping physically and mentally. The breath work can completely send me out of my body for days. My nervous system can only handle so much to be able to process any healing I choose. Even the yoga I do has to be tailored to suit my energy levels and the emotions on that particular day. This is because the yoga session needs to serve me instead of me being really good at doing yoga. So you see how I have so many specifications in order to feel better, and how I have to tailor so many things to feel better and to be able to heal. So healing can be complex and it can be different for everyone depending on how the trauma has affected you and how you respond to it. So this is the main reason why it is important to get into the stage and to get out of it as quickly of the stage of reading about the characteristics of the narcissist. The stage where the narcissist tactics and personality disorder interests you and it sucks you in and you sort of stay in that stage you remain in that stage. That information can only serve you only to a certain extent. It is a huge period of self-validation, and that is why we start sitting in it, and it becomes very comfortable. But you see, the narcissist's character will never change. But what can change is your mental health, your physical health, your well-being, and your emotional condition. The only person who can change and move forward in this equation is you, not the narcissist. This is why it's important for you to move on from the stage where you are reading about the narcissist. Okay, so let's get into this topic a little bit more deeper and discuss why it is important for you to not get stuck reading and researching about the narcissist. The narcissist will always remain a narcissist for the rest of their lives. Yes, this is true. I have not heard of any case in my life or online where, I have seen that they are even willing to accept anything is wrong with them. So they will always remain a narcissist, and they will always suffer from that personality disorder. And that's how it's going to be. When you leave the narcissist, this is not by any means going to be a lesson of any sort to them. They will only regret not being able to treat you poorly any longer. This is the only regret they will have. Oh, I let this person get away. The one that got away is how they will think about you. Other than that, feelings of love and loss, grief, sorry, it does not exist within a narcissist. They will think of you as the one that got away, and it'll only serve as a proof that their abusive methods did not work, and they will work on their abusive methods even, more vigorously, so that the next victim that they get cannot get away like the way you did. You researching about gaslighting might only strengthen what the narcissist did to you. It will reinforce those memories. It'll make you think about the things that they did to you. And it'll make you feel helpless. It'll make you feel as though the narcissist has so much power over your mind and your psyche, and that they have done this terrible thing called gaslighting to you. So you reading about the narcissist again and again is only reinforcing how they tore your self-esteem down. It'll only strengthen their actions in the past. It'll sort of bring them to life in your head, and it'll give them life in your system. They'll start to live in your system if you keep reading about the narcissist. It will only be a period of self-validation for so long. After that, it stops to serve that purpose. Once you have understood the tactics of the narcissist, just stop rereading them. And it really helped me. It helped me move on. And now I look at what happened in the past as something that belongs in the past. And this was only possible because I moved on to the next step of exploring the different modalities and the different ways in which I can heal, and using them and putting it into practical use in order to heal. So if you keep reading about the information that does not help, it'll only bring up traumatic memories and reinforce them. And you'll only end up spending more time in therapy. All right. So this is my 2 cents about the narcissist being the narcissist and why it doesn't help. That is the first point. Now, moving on to the second point. Your healing does not depend upon your understanding of the character of the narcissist. No, it does not. I mean, yes, you read about gaslighting, you read about not being able to hold your boundaries, you read about a million things that the narcissist did. But healing only happens on an emotional level. It doesn't happen on an information level, if you know what I mean. So what I mean by this is that on the energy level of you feeling your emotions and you being able to feel into your very difficult emotions and being able to walk into those memories of yours and creating a new neural pathway, new emotion, new feeling, and experiencing a new reality within that old reality, this happens through feeling. It doesn't happen through you knowing any information about the narcissist. So this work of healing is very different from just knowing information about what happened. So understanding what someone did to you, it's not going to give you the answers to how you can heal from it. They are two different things. What someone did and how you can heal from it. Two very different things. So the focus should be on how to heal, not what happened. What happened is just one part, one very small part in the beginning, which then goes on to your healing journey. Your healing can come from many methods such as counseling, psychotherapy, energy healing. But knowing the narcissist really well, yeah, it does help to some extent, but no, it will not exactly help you heal. This information can be self-validating. It's not going to build your sense of self or give you back your boundaries. The third thing that I would like to discuss is how this information about the narcissist is holding you back. See, the more you keep indulging in the information about the narcissist, the more it's going to keep reminding you about what the narcissist was able to do to you in the past when you did not even know what was happening. It will give the narcissist a lot of power without them even being present in your life. The more exposure you have to discussions and videos about the narcissist, the more your trauma will keep resurfacing in disruptive ways in your body and causing you to feel fatigued and feeling like the torture can never end. The truth is that the narcissist is not there in your life anymore if you have gone no contact. If you have truly taken the step to go no contact, they are not there in your life anymore. So stop giving them life by keeping on reading about them. But you see how you're keeping them alive in your system if you don't stop by learning about them time and again. Being in this stage will only hold you back from healing. The one person that you really have to start learning about is yourself, because you have been out of touch with how you feel, who you are, what your wants and needs are, what your dreams are, what your ambitions in life are. You've been out of touch with all of this about yourself. So you need to get back in touch with this. You think you know yourself. The truth is this is not true. If you've lived with a narcissist, you've been abused by them, you have been out of touch with yourself for quite some time. So you bent yourself into a pretzel for the narcissist and you have lost track of who you are. The narcissist has made you forget your true worth. Okay? Self-worth is completely affected when you are with a narcissist. They make sure that you believe the worst about yourself. So this is why your self-worth, needs work after you've gone no contact. They condition you to think and behave in ways which will suit them and serve their needs. You've become a codependent now. See, researching about codependency will help you understand why you behave the way you do and why you feel unfulfilled in life. So that is what you need to be researching now. Now that you already know who and what the narcissist exactly is, the next stage is to research about codependency. So the information that you should be looking up, that I started looking up, which really helped me heal, because I don't want to sound like you should be doing that or you should be doing this. I'm only talking about what helped me. And I was stuck in the stage of obsessing about the narcissist for so long that I do not wish this to happen to someone else and hold you back on, steal you of your precious time in this life. So the information that you could be looking up or researching is how you can return to becoming yourself again. Look up information about following your intuition, listening to what really, makes you feel passionate about something, becoming authentic. There are so many articles and videos about this. It sounds really simple, right? Being authentic, knowing your self-worth, having boundaries. In the initial stages, I did not even know I was someone who did not have boundaries or that I suffered from being inauthentic. It was the stage where I was discovering one bombshell after another, and I was in constant shock of what had happened and how I had allowed all this to happen to me. Because in my head, the way I perceived myself, I always thought, I'm so confident, and it was really funny. My reality was the complete exact opposite of what I had pictured in my mind and what I thought was going on. So self introspection and reflection, and journaling what is happening in your environment and responding to it, that is going to help you heal. This is the kind of information which will truly serve you, not who the narcissist is and what they've done. All right. So, the next point that I'm about to discuss is this is a belief that I held when I was trying to heal. I thought, oh my God, healing from this it's heart-wrenching, it's soul-crushing. It's almost as if the narcissist has taken away my power to heal. It's a common thought. Healing is not easy, especially after narcissistic abuse. You don't feel like yourself anymore. So you feel that when the narcissist left, they left with your capacity to heal. But that's not true. That is not true at all. So let's discuss this. After undergoing this type of abuse, it is common to feel disempowered. And why is this? Because that is how you've been made to feel throughout the relationship with a narcissist. So only because the narcissist has left now does not mean you will suddenly feel empowered. No, it's going to take a while before you get there. Which is why we, learn so much about the narcissist, because we are so intrigued by how did I become the person that I am? How did I become this empty shell of a person? Which is what leads us to look up who the narcissist is. But yeah, the narcissist has made you feel like, you're characterless, or that this is how their system is switched on to behave. You stayed because you believed somehow they added value to you, when in reality it was you who added value to them. When you try to understand the narcissist, you will see how you're stuck in the same thought pattern of thinking. That your healing somehow depends on the information you have about the narcissist. So you're still stuck in the same thought pattern of, oh, I need someone else to complete me. I need someone else to feel better about myself. I need people around me to be happy so that I can be happy. This enmeshment and having no boundaries, that it still is reflected in your healing journey when you think the narcissist has walked away with your capacity to heal. So it's a question of changing your belief system. You are simply reinforcing their power and your own belief of your own powerlessness. The truth is, let me tell you, you'll come to realize it, or you must have already realized it. The truth is, if there is anyone in this equation who is disempowered, it is the narcissist, not you. You are an emotion powerhouse who has a lot of empathy, a lot of love, strength, courage, and love, which the narcissist does not possess. It has been scientifically proved that narcissists are incapable of feeling love and empathy, which is why they needed you. They need you for the love and the light that you hold, and which is why you feel completely depleted after they leave, because they have sucked all the energy out of you. Now, the good reminder that I can give you in this is that you are still this person full of love, strength, courage, empathy, and this emotion powerhouse. But you might be traumatized, and you might have developed a belief system which blocks you from remembering who you are. But you are still this powerful person who managed to survive the narcissist. Imagine what you have survived. You have survived an energy vampire. Having gone through this abuse, it should remind you that you are so powerful that a narcissist somewhere in the corner of this world is upset that they cannot control you any longer. You are still you, and you have the power. It's just a matter of time before you work through the trauma and you regain access to yourself again. So the narcissist essentially has not taken away anything from you. I hope, this particular information is helpful, because for the longest time I felt like I'd lost my power, and, I gave away my power to the narcissist only because I had read so much about the narcissist. And I was thinking, well, they did this, and this to me, and they have all the capacity to manipulate, and they're so powerful. So obviously, I've lost my power to them. But that's not true. You will realize it on your own as you go through your healing journey, that is not true at all. You still hold the power, you still have you. You just need to work through your trauma, is all. Well, the last point that I would like to discuss is what does this loop of information about NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, do to your brain? What does this constant feeding of, the constant feed that you're giving to your brain, this loop of information, unending loop of information about the narcissist, what is it doing to your brain? If you keep on feeding your brain the blueprint of the puzzle and never the opportunity to come up with a solution, then you are only telling yourself, oh, this is the puzzle, this is the puzzle, this is the puzzle. But where's the answer? Where's the solution? You are not offering yourself any information to find your way out of this puzzle. You're still trying to understand the blueprint of the puzzle, the layout of the puzzle, and where you are stuck. That's all you're trying to feed your brain. You are not giving yourself any information as to how to make your way out of it. If you want to find your way out of the woods, you need to start trying methods such as, using firecrackers, using signs to signal or leave a trail for someone to find you. Not just, walk around the woods, just finding more woods and keep on giving yourself the confirmation that, yes, I am in the woods, except I don't know how to get out of it. So if you keep exploring the forest, all you're going to find is more forest to explore. I hope you're getting my analogy. A maze, a puzzle, a forest, call it whatever you may. You need information about yourself. What are your strengths so that you can make it out of the forest? Can you climb? Can you long jump? Can you scream at the top of your voice? Can you use, the materials around you and create a fire so that you can keep yourself warm? What is it that you can do to help yourself while you are in this, this big, thick forest surrounded by trees and wild animals? So if you keep reading the questions time and again, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to come up with a solution, the answer, which will help you heal from this abuse. The one way we can make sure we are moving forward is to focus on the path ahead of you instead of turning around and keep looking at your past just because it was something, your brain is somehow not able to accept or fathom even today, even though you have had to come to terms with it. So people who have been through abuse most likely develop addictive patterns of behavior. So it's been proved, if you can always go and look this up. Whatever emotions you have felt for a very long time, it forms an addictive pattern in your brain. You're addicted to those emotions, even if it is sadness. It's become familiar to your brain. You're addicted to it. So you need to beat this addiction, right? If you have been used to a lot of pain, then you will seek more and more of this pain because that is what is familiar through all your activities, through all your relationships. And this can be an unconscious behavior, right? This is why we have firecrackers going off when we meet people who, whom we think are our soulmates, or people with whom we think we have a great future with, only because of the fireworks. The fireworks is nothing but your brain and your body confirming to you that this is trouble and that you need to run. Because when you meet the person who is meant for you, you'll feel calm and you'll feel serene and you'll feel peaceful. Not firecrackers. Firecrackers is, that going off is just a sign of trauma. That's what it is. So this addictive pattern of your brain is one of the reasons why people keep looking up what happened to them in relation to a narcissist. Because somewhere in some part of your brain, it's giving you those hormones, feel good hormones. And honestly, it's not going to help because it's not the answer to your problem. To end this addiction, you have to take steps every day to send a message to your body and your brain that you are now forming new neural pathways. Now, that can be done through looking up healing modalities. Honestly, when you go look up healing modalities, traditional therapy and counseling is just one end of the stick. And the rest of, the map, it's so wide and far spread out. There are so many modalities you can use. And it honestly becomes a lifestyle. Healing becomes a lifestyle. And then you start living this completely different life where it's, you are more worried about your nervous system. You're more worried about your well-being. And, you stop caring about people around you or what they think of you. Not in the bad way, but in the way that it doesn't affect your well-being anymore. And these are the changes that happens when you start healing and stop reading about, the narcissist. So, look, I hope this video has helped you in some way in terms of understanding why it's important to move on from that stage of of you finding out about the narcissist. It's a fascinating stage. It's a self-validating stage. It's an amazing stage. I was stuck in it for so long because it felt so good. It's always fun to point our fingers at someone and talk about the horrible, terrible things they did to us. But it takes a lot of strength and courage to put the responsibility back on yourself, to understand why we allowed such a thing to happen to us in the first place. And it takes an even more tremendous amount of energy to heal from that. So I hope you put your focus in the right place and start walking in that direction instead of wasting time like I did. And which is why I made this video, so that no one should have to waste 1.5 years, stuck in that part of the journey. But it happens all the time. So if you've been stuck, don't beat yourself up. Just start looking up new information, is all. All right. Thank you very much. I hope this has helped you. See you next time.